That is a magnificent thing.
Yeah.
G'day folks, I'm the Coffee Bush Kid in Central Vic, and today we're off for a bit of an adventure. We're going to a fundraiser for Andrew Smith of Adventure Gold. There's going to be a lot of YouTubers, a lot of our subscribers, people turning up. It'll be a pretty good day, I reckon. It'll more than likely be full of a lot of good friendship and talk. So why don't you come along with us and we'll have a look around.
Yeah, how old I am. You can also ask questions. You can ask questions. No questions. No. Okay. G'day.
Yeah, I'm down here with Coffee Bush Kid. Well,
And I'm here with Pete.
yeah, so no, we popped down for this fundraiser for Andrew, and yeah, it's a huge turnout, so it's fantastic. And yeah, my payday bag went straight away, so someone bought the whole 10 tickets, so that was great. But no, we're raising a lot of cash for Andrew, so it should be good.
Yep, yeah, I reckon there's got to be at least 200 people here. There's a lot on the creek, a lot of YouTubers catching up with everyone, as we do.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's going to be a great day.
Yeah, a lot of subscribers popping in for a chat, which is really good. So yeah, I think we both intended on trying to do a bit of prospecting today, but I'm not sure how that's going to go.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Oh, I'm down here tomorrow.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, going to get the high bank on tomorrow and have a good old high banking session. So.
G'day folks, we are back home from the day that we had down at Creswick there, the fundraiser for Andrew Smith of Adventure Gold. If you've not seen his YouTube channel, please go and have a look. You will learn heaps. Great bloke, he explains it really well. Support him with some more subscriptions. Now in that, I would like to heartily thank Victor from Murray River Gold Adventures. He's the one that set the fundraiser at Creswick up. He had help from Josh from Chasing Gold Australia. Between the two of them, they did an absolutely brilliant job. I reckon there was probably a couple of hundred people turned up. If it wasn't a couple of hundred, it was only just bloody shy, but it was a great day. People were really, really friendly. I think there was an amount raised, which was good, which will go to Andrew and his wife and family there. And yeah, we caught up with some subscribers from our channels, and we caught up with fellow YouTubers. Some I already knew, some I didn't know, and so it was just really good to catch up. Please look them up, subscribe to them if you like. But we caught up with Swingin' with Willie. He came over for a chat for a while, which was great to catch up with him. Mate Pete, Pete's Gold Adventures, he was there. We've caught up with Pete a few times now, which is great. A young bloke came up and asked if I'd do a bit of camera work for him, which was Will's, his name was Will, and it's WillTube Prospecting. He is a bright and intelligent young lad, very caring, very courteous and polite. We had to talk for a little while. Actually, I would have liked to have talked longer, but he was certainly on a mission. So look, do yourself a favour, go and have a look at his channel, and don't only look at it, subscribe to it too. He's up around nearly 700 mark, so come on everyone, jump on board and let's try and push him over the 1,000 mark. I've subscribed, you should subscribe too. Now, who else was there? Oh, there was Bogus Prospecting, there was Chris, who I spoke to, Gadsy, who I spoke to, Mick was there too, but unfortunately I didn't get to speak to him. I did at the Gold Expo in Bendigo. They also had Fern there as well. Now, Shano was there. Shano's from Shano's Gold Rush. He was there with his splendid beard that he has. That was good. So it was really good to catch up with him. He was supporting it all. I met up with the Gold Rush guy, Edgar. Good bloke, savvy detectorist. He knows his stuff. He did some testing for the new tech coils, the Gold Hawks. He even gave a little demonstration there, which was good. And then we caught up with Digit Detecting. Luke, we spent quite an amount of time talking with Luke, which was really, really good. And in the process of you discuss this, you discuss that, we got onto iron bias. Now, he runs on a 0 iron bias. I've been running on a 2 iron bias. And on the day he convinced me to change my wicked ways and give the 0 iron bias a bit of a go. So, as I'm warming up here at the moment, I'm about to head out, and I'm going to change my settings so that I have a setting of 0 on my iron bias. It looks like it might start to rain. Hopefully I can get out and do a bit of swinging before it does. I'm going to go over a spot where during the lockdown I got 3 florins and a whole lot of other silvers. I've been over it twice. I'm sort of really not expecting to find a great deal, but if I do, it's going to be brilliant because it is a piece of ground that I have been over. I'm pretty well convinced that I've nearly done it to death, but you should never say never. But I'll go out there, I'll see if I can find a silver or anything like that, and but I'll be changing my iron bias. But anyway, enough of me yabbering on. Let's go out and see what we can find in this rubbish pile. Well, I've come back out to one of my favourite little dump sites, and I apologise for any wind that's here. This is the one I did during lockdown where I got the 3 florins from. So as I said, after the talk that I've had with Luke from Digit Detecting, decided to, we were discussing iron bias, and so I made mention that I run on 2, and his suggestion was to take it down to 0, and he said I might just be surprised at what I find. So where the recovery is there, hold the button down, there's our iron bias of 2. So on his recommendation, we will now put it to 0, keep the recovery speed at 8, because there's a lot of trashy stuff here and you get that plip plop, and this will actually quickly decide where the target is instead of giving a long tone. So anyway, we'll have a go at that and see what we come up with. Well, I tell you what, over there's where I got my florins and so forth. I've been around there. I've certainly dug more metal pins, actually, of everything. Funny about that in a hospital dump. I shifted some steel out of my way because it was giving me some side signals. And underneath where one of the pieces were, look at this. Now that to me should just about say threepence. And if we look down here, and this bit was just placed for dramatic effect. Look at that. There's a little thrippy. Now by the signal that will be a post 46 wheat threepence. Oh, there we are. Look at this. Let's just give it a little rub. Oh, look at that. How beautiful. 1948. Let's throw that on the knee. Hello, Kathleen. There we are. 1948 threepence. Now, I would have been fairly confident to say, I reckon I've bloody covered all of this area with the mighty little 6-inch coil. But I've just made that one change from iron biased at 2, changing it back to 0 as Luke said, and the threepence magnet has sniffed us out another threepence. How bloody cool's that? So there we go, Luke. Thank you very much for that, mate. I might just keep it in that one. So you're never too old to learn, you're never too old to change your settings. If someone gives you a hint and it makes sense to you, have a go. And he did say, go over somewhere where you've been before, and by gee, I think I've been twice over this area. So this is my 3rd time. And there we go, there's a little thrippy that I missed. Beautiful little 1948. We'll take that and we'll keep going. Searching in here, I got a 1516, and look what we found. It's a piece of foil, but it's been pressed, and you can see a star in there, and all the groovy work. Maybe Christmas decoration or something, I don't know. But that's pretty cool. And again, wouldn't have found that if I wasn't here, having changed my iron bias from 2 to 1. But by gee, there's a hell of a lot of bloody plip-plops here. There's insulin bottles again, and there's bits of steel, and and bits of foil. But that's a pretty neat one. We'll keep going. Well, you can see I'm playing the burnt offerings here. They are burnt. But we got a 16, 17, thought I was on a threepence. Spotted that, and I thought, hey, no! That's an old 4-hole button. So because, you know, this right here, and you can see it better there, that's, I'm in amongst a whole lot of old shafts. So this could well have been lost by an old timer, and then they've put all this bloody rubbish on top. That almost looks like it's got writing on it. It does have writing on it, I dare say. Oh, bugger it, let's clean it up now. There we are back. Let's do this. Now, I think that's Dobinson or Robinson, not quite sure. But Kyneton! Kyneton! There was one bloke I knew said Kinnerton. But anyway, that is a cool local find. That's pretty brilliant. I think it is Dobinson. That's brilliant. I wouldn't have been here if it wasn't for Luke, so there you go. Well, I swiped over the hole again where I got the button from. There was a nice 27, 30, 31-ish. Ooh, that sounds good. Had to dig down a bit. We've got that. That poor little mangled been through a fire piece. Now, Is it a florin? Is it a penny? We're about to find out. Well, there we are. It's got a big thick milled edge. It is silvery coloured, but by gee, I reckon it's been through a fire. I'd nearly say that was a florin. I will clean it up. And as you can see by my knee, it's starting to rain. So we might call this the end, but geez, what a good way to bloody finish, hey? On what I think might be a big old florin. Again, I'm in this dump because of meeting Luke and he's saying to change the settings, and because also we went to a great fundraiser at Creswick. Thank you again to Victor. Really nice time, really good cause. Shout out to Andrew. Good luck with it all, mate. And yeah, nice way to end on a silver. So keep in mind, always good to fill in some of your day detecting, but remember to fill in all your holes when you're finished. And we'll catch you next time. Well, I'm back out again with the 6-inch coil and the 0 iron bias, looking for more stuff in my... That's where we got the silver from, just up in there. And just as a pretty little byproduct, I happen to be looking at this 16 signal down here and sort of not coming up with much once I dug it, but I spotted that. That is actually a beautiful little glass button. It's not plastic, she's glass. Oh, and if I could keep bloody holding on to it, that's a ripper of a little find. Well, that one can come home. Come home for the wrap up, I reckon. That's a ripper. Anyway, we'll keep looking. You're not going to believe this. I'm detecting down on the side of the embankment. Let's go for a look at this for a sideways view. Ugh. Okay, so you see where I am? I'm sort of detecting down there. Right, so I have taken a dig down there. I got a 20, there was a 26 coming up in amongst it all. And you go, yeah, you know, you're always looking for silver, aren't you? Yep, no worries, a dig down. Oh, sort of, you know, there was a big chunk of steel. In fact, there it is right there. That's the culprit, right there. Anyway, still getting a bit of a signal. I've dug in, I've dug around, and that plopped out. Now, for all the uninitiated, oh look, it's even got an old bloody, well that's a bit dangerous, a safety pin with no safety end on it. That is a magnificent thing. I've only ever found one before, and that belonged to my mate Max. It was his father's, we believe. I'm going to clean this up. Look at this, even the sunlight's just, it's come out to play. I'm going to clean this up and we'll show you what it is. But I am very excited. Let's have a good look at it. There we are. I've got the sunlight there to display the dramatic effect. You see the crown. See these? Having read up on them once before. Wattle. This is a hat badge from the RAAF, the Royal Australian Air Force. World War II stuff, and they had the wattle boughs around the outside. I think from memory the RAF may well have had the olive branches like the wreaths and so forth. Could be wrong on that little bit, but that is in magnificent condition. It's even got the loops on the back. I am just tickled pink with that. Oh, I should put that back through. I'm trying to do this through the finder. Let's not worry. Oh, no, don't worry about it. Look at that. Look at that. That is absolutely glorious. Now, I wouldn't be back here without Luke and his zero bias. So Luke, mate, thank you very much for that. I am absolutely tickled pink, as you can hear. Ah, that's bloody brilliant. I was just thinking of going up to another little dump site. Still might do that, but we might have a look around here just a little bit longer. But that is absolutely brilliant. I am rapt with that. And just down here on the edge of the embankment where someone else has dug out and left a hell of a bloody mess, they missed the Imperial button. And funnily enough, I don't reckon I've had one of those before. We'll take that home with us too. Oh, there we go. We're back at the ute. So you're lucky. You probably get 2 endings this time. So I had to come back out again because I had a just an inkling there was something more for me. Thought it might have been actually a another silver, but I very, very rapt to get that RAAF hat badge. Amazing. So anyway, it's worthwhile changing your settings every now and then. Open your mind as well as your settings, and have a go over an area that you've been before, that you reckon that you know, and you just might, like me, be surprised at what you find. Anyway, keep in mind, it's always good to fill in some of your day detecting, but remember to fill in all your holes when you're finished. And we'll catch you next time.